Have you checked your Social Security account recently? If not, you could be overlooking one of the biggest benefit changes in decades. Millions of Americans spent years receiving smaller payments than they expected, and many never understood why. Some retirees lost hundreds of dollars every month. Others saw survivor benefits reduced or even eliminated completely. Now, after a historic change in federal law, many of those reductions are gone. The problem is that not everyone who qualifies has received the money they're owed, and thousands of people may still be waiting without realizing it. For decades, certain Social Security rules affected workers who spent part of their careers in government positions covered by separate pension systems. These workers often paid into pension programs rather than Social Security while also spending years in other jobs that did contribute to Social Security. Many assumed that when retirement arrived, they would receive the full benefits they had earned from their Social Security-covered employment. Instead, they discovered that special formulas reduced those payments. The impact was significant. Some retirees lost hundreds of dollars every month. These reductions continued year after year throughout retirement. Many people never fully understood how the calculations worked. They simply accepted smaller checks because they believed there was nothing they could do about it. Another group experienced an even greater challenge. Spouses, widows, and widowers who expected to receive benefits based on a husband's or wife's earnings record often discovered that those benefits were reduced because they also received a government pension. In some situations, the reduction was so severe that survivor benefits disappeared entirely. Imagine spending years believing that a spouse's Social Security contributions would provide financial security if something happened to them, only to learn that the expected benefit had been drastically reduced. For many families, that was exactly what occurred. The financial consequences lasted for years and affected household budgets, retirement plans, and long-term security. What makes this situation remarkable is how long it lasted. For more than 40 years, these provisions remained part of the system. During that time, countless workers, retirees, and surviving spouses were affected. Advocacy groups repeatedly pushed for change. Public employees, retirees, and supporters argued that the rules unfairly reduced benefits earned through years of work. Despite years of debate, reform remained elusive. Many people began to assume that the rules would never change. Yet after decades of discussion, a major breakthrough finally arrived. A new law eliminated these long-standing provisions and opened the door for benefit increases affecting millions of Americans. For many retirees, the change represented long-awaited recognition that previous reductions should no longer apply. Perhaps even more important, the legislation included retroactive provisions. That means eligible beneficiaries may receive payments covering periods before the law officially took effect. Instead of only seeing larger monthly checks moving forward, some individuals may also qualify for lump sum payments designed to compensate for earlier reductions. For retirees living on fixed incomes, this possibility has generated tremendous interest. Rising costs for housing, healthcare, groceries, and utilities have increased financial pressure on households across the country. Additional benefit income could provide meaningful relief. However, there is an important detail that many people overlook. Just because a law has changed does not mean every account is updated instantly. Large government systems process enormous amounts of information. Millions of records must be reviewed and adjusted. As a result, some people receive updates quickly while others wait much longer. This creates uncertainty. Some beneficiaries may already have received retroactive payments. Others may have seen monthly benefits increase. Still, others could be waiting for corrections that have not yet appeared. Because of these differences, reviewing your benefit information has become more important than ever. Many retirees assume that if they are entitled to additional money, it will automatically appear. While corrections are being processed, delays can occur, and not every account moves through the system at the same pace. One reason this issue matters so much is that retirement budgets often leave little room for error. A monthly increase that might seem modest on paper can make a substantial difference over time. Additional income can help cover prescription medications, utility bills, transportation costs, insurance premiums, and other necessities. Consider someone receiving an extra few $100s each month. Over the course of a year, that increase could add up to thousands of dollars. Over a decade, the cumulative effect becomes even more significant. For many households, these adjustments are not merely accounting changes. They are meaningful improvements to financial stability. Several groups should pay particular attention to these developments. Public school employees are among those most commonly affected. Many teachers spent careers participating in pension systems while also earning Social Security credits through other employment. Depending on individual circumstances, benefit calculations may change under the updated rules. Public safety personnel may also be impacted. Firefighters, law enforcement officers, and other government employees often worked under retirement systems that interacted differently with Social Security. Individuals with mixed employment histories may discover that their benefit amounts deserve closer review. Certain federal employees may likewise be affected. Retirement systems have changed over time, and eligibility depends on specific employment circumstances. Understanding which retirement system applied during a career can be important when evaluating benefit adjustments. Widows and widowers deserve special attention as well. Survivor benefits provide an essential source of income for many households after the loss of a spouse. Changes that restore or increase those benefits can have a substantial impact on long-term financial security. Yet many survivors remain uncertain about their status. Some assume that if a claim was denied or reduced years ago, nothing can change. Others are unaware that recent reforms may affect them at all. This lack of awareness is one reason so many people continue asking questions about eligibility and potential payments. Another challenge involves misinformation. Whenever major Social Security updates occur, rumors spread rapidly. Some stories exaggerate benefit increases. Others suggest that every retiree will receive a large payment. Neither assumption is accurate. The reality is that outcomes vary from person to person. Benefit adjustments depend on employment history, pension participation, eligibility status, and other individual factors. While some people may qualify for substantial increases, others may see smaller adjustments. This is why reviewing official records is so important. Personal circumstances determine eligibility far more than generalized claims found online. Understanding your own benefit history provides a much clearer picture than relying on rumors or speculation. The good news is that millions of Americans finally have reason to revisit their Social Security information. A law that many advocates pursued for decades is now creating opportunities for larger benefits and retroactive corrections. For some households, the financial impact could be substantial, but awareness remains the key. People cannot take advantage of information they never receive. Reviewing records, staying informed, and understanding how these changes may apply to individual circumstances are essential steps. In Part 2, we'll discuss the practical actions beneficiaries can take, the most common reasons people miss important updates, how survivor benefit situations may differ from standard retirement cases, and why many experts believe ongoing account reviews are more important now than ever before. Now comes the most important question. How do you know whether these changes affect you personally? Many retirees assume that if they qualify for additional benefits, the government will automatically notify them. Unfortunately, things are rarely that simple. Large benefit systems process millions of records, and even when updates are approved, corrections can take time to reach every account. That means some people may already be receiving increased payments, while others could still be waiting without realizing it. One of the biggest mistakes retirees make is assuming that no news means everything is correct. In reality, many benefit adjustments happen behind the scenes. Unless someone actively reviews their records, they may never know whether a correction has been applied, delayed, or still requires additional review. Think about how many people check their Social Security account only once or twice a year. Some individuals haven't reviewed their benefit information in years. They receive their monthly payment and assume everything is functioning exactly as it should. While that may be true in many cases, major legislative changes create situations where regular account reviews become especially important. The challenge is that every Social Security record is different. No two beneficiaries have identical work histories. Some spent their entire careers in private sector jobs that paid Social Security taxes. Others worked for state governments, local agencies, school districts, or federal departments. Many move between different types of employment throughout their careers. Those mixed employment histories often create the most complicated situations. A person may have worked for a public employer during one stage of life and later spent years in jobs covered by Social Security. Another individual may have received a pension while also qualifying for retirement benefits through separate employment. These differences affect how benefits are calculated and how corrections are applied. Because of this complexity, it is impossible to determine eligibility based solely on broad assumptions. Some people who believe they qualify may discover that their benefits were already adjusted. Others who assume nothing applies to them may learn they are entitled to additional payments. That is why personal record reviews are so important. Widows and widowers face an especially unique situation. Survivor benefits often represent a major source of financial support after the loss of a spouse. For some households, these benefits determine whether retirement remains financially stable. Many surviving spouses spent years accepting reduced benefits because previous rules affected how their payments were calculated. Others were denied certain benefits altogether and moved forward assuming that decision was permanent. What makes recent changes significant is that some of those assumptions may no longer be accurate. A denial issued years ago under one set of rules may not necessarily reflect eligibility under updated regulations. This is one reason many experts encourage surviving spouses to review their records carefully and verify their current status rather than relying solely on old information. Another issue involves processing delays. Whenever a major law affects millions of beneficiaries, administrative systems face enormous workloads. Employees must review records, verify information, update calculations, and ensure that payments are accurate. Even with modern technology, these processes take time. Some cases move quickly because records are straightforward. Others require additional review due to employment history, pension information, survivor claims, or other factors. Delays do not automatically mean something is wrong, but they do highlight the importance of staying informed. Financially, the impact of benefit corrections can be substantial. Additional monthly income may help retirees manage rising living costs more effectively. Inflation continues to affect nearly every category of household spending, from groceries and utilities to healthcare and transportation. For retirees living on fixed incomes, even a moderate increase can provide meaningful relief. A few $100s per month may not sound dramatic to some people, but over the course of a year, that amount can add up to thousands of dollars. Over a decade, the cumulative impact becomes even greater. Healthcare remains one of the largest expenses facing older Americans. Prescription medications, insurance premiums, deductibles, and medical treatments often consume a significant portion of retirement income. Additional benefit income can help offset some of these costs and reduce financial stress. Housing expenses present another challenge. Even homeowners who have paid off their mortgages continue facing property taxes, insurance premiums, maintenance costs, utilities, and repairs. Renters face increasing rental prices in many areas of the country. Every additional dollar of reliable income helps strengthen financial stability. One lesson retirees can learn from these recent developments is that retirement planning does not end once benefits begin. Many people spend years preparing for retirement, then stop paying attention to changes after their first checks arrive. However, benefit systems evolve continuously. Laws change, regulations are updated, cost of living adjustments occur, new programs are introduced. Eligibility requirements can shift. Remaining informed helps retirees adapt to these changes and take advantage of opportunities that may become available. Another common mistake is relying entirely on rumors, social media posts, or secondhand information. Whenever Social Security changes make headlines, countless stories begin circulating online. Some contain useful information, others exaggerate details or present inaccurate conclusions. This is why verification matters. Information should be confirmed through reliable sources whenever possible. Making financial decisions based solely on rumors can lead to unnecessary confusion and disappointment. Family members also play an important role in helping retirees stay informed. Adult children, relatives, caregivers, and trusted friends often assist older adults with paperwork, technology, and benefit-related questions. A simple conversation can sometimes uncover information that might otherwise be overlooked. Many retirees are not actively searching for benefit updates online. They may never hear about important changes unless someone brings the information to their attention. Sharing accurate information can therefore make a real difference. Documentation is another area that deserves attention. Important records should be organized and accessible. Benefit statements, pension information, tax documents, banking records, and other relevant paperwork can prove valuable if questions arise later. Keeping documents organized does not require complicated systems. Even a simple filing method can save significant time and frustration. When information is easy to locate, resolving issues becomes much easier. Patience is equally important. Some retirees become concerned if updates do not appear immediately after hearing about a legislative change. While staying informed is essential, it is also important to recognize that large-scale corrections take time. Millions of records cannot be updated overnight. Administrative agencies must balance accuracy with efficiency, ensuring that corrections are processed correctly. Rushing the process could create errors that cause additional problems later. That said, patience should not be confused with inaction. Monitoring records periodically remains a smart strategy. Reviewing statements, verifying personal information, and paying attention to official communications can help beneficiaries stay aware of their status. The broader significance of these reforms extends beyond dollars and cents. For many people, the changes represent recognition that long-standing concerns were finally addressed. Workers who spent years feeling disadvantaged by complex benefit formulas now have reason to revisit their retirement outlook. For surviving spouses, restored benefits may provide greater confidence about future financial security. For public employees, benefit adjustments may better reflect years of work performed in different sectors throughout their careers. Ultimately, the most important takeaway is awareness. Financial opportunities are often missed not because people are ineligible, but because they never realize those opportunities exist. Knowledge remains one of the most valuable tools retirees possess. The individuals who benefit most from retirement programs are often those who remain engaged, ask questions, review records, and stay informed about changes affecting their lives. They do not assume that someone else will always alert them when opportunities arise. Instead, they take an active role in understanding their benefits and protecting their financial future. That approach can make a meaningful difference not only today, but throughout retirement. As benefit systems continue evolving, retirees should remember a simple principle. Never assume that yesterday's rules are still the rules of today. Periodic reviews, accurate information, and a willingness to ask questions can reveal opportunities that might otherwise remain hidden. For millions of Americans, recent Social Security reforms have already begun changing lives. Larger monthly payments, retroactive corrections, and updated benefit calculations are helping many households improve financial stability. Whether the impact is large or small, staying informed remains essential. Retirement security depends not only on earning benefits, but also on understanding them. The more informed beneficiaries become, the better positioned they are to make confident decisions and ensure they receive every dollar they have earned. And in a time when every dollar matters, that knowledge may be one of the most valuable retirement assets of all. USA Security Check.